just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Indianapolis Colts. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And the Colts pick it up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Working out of the gun. Love. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means you're offense.
Touchdown, Colts! Michael Pittman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts are going to take a first quarter lead. Point after try forthcoming. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy.
Makes the score Colts 7, Seahawks nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Lockett the return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. On 1st and 10, Robinson. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Back to throw. Robinson. That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. It's a big play there for Seattle.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 5, 2nd and 4. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
On 1st and 10, Love. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there for Indy. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. Stops short. Down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. Oh, the option to give to Taylor here. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
14, Seahawks 7.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Lockett the return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Robinson. Dancing to his left. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Michael Gallup. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Point after, right down the middle. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, My replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it.
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing. Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play. On play action, Love to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Love now to pass on first down. Flushed out right. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. These two teams all tied after one. Going back to Love. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts have broken our tie as they take the lead.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, they pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? They'll find Everett there, complete. And he's got this down to the 35.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Operating from the gun, Robinson. Out left, he's got it to Everett. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down. They'll look to throw again.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Divine Diablo. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. 1st down, going to the air with Love. He finds his man, complete. That's Bird. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 14.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you...
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead now up to 14.
Seahawks 14.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A throw over the middle, taken in. Room to run past midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Looking left side, and it's complete.
And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Back to throw again.
Throw right side, taken in by Eskridge.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
59 yards on the ground for him so far. Working with a 2nd and 3.
Off the play fake. Robinson. He'll buy some time. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Seahawks get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Love looking to throw it. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
So, CD, you talk about this football team. Some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely. But that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that, talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here. And then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame that talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They will throw again here with Jordan Love. The quick slant caught. Touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now up to 14.
Seahawks 21.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And we'll see what they want to do. Just 20 seconds remaining here before the half. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw. Robinson. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Robinson. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A final shot before break. Robinson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. Returning it, Johnson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
The Love's throw into the hands of Kirk. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Love from the gun. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 12-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Taylor. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now Love. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Colts take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official.
And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Lockett the return.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch 98. Watch 98. 98 for Mike. No chance. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. Let go.
Looking to throw. Robinson. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamel Dean.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Tanner Muse there defensively.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, it's Love.
He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. And the Colts are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor.
His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
Lockett the return.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Now, a little bit of space there for Cook that time as he winds up getting about 7 there on first down.
Robinson now off the play fake. He's going to air one out. And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
Picked off by Julian Blackman. And the Colts are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback?
The ball is free. Taylor lost it.
And the Seahawks have picked it up. The 20. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, it's certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now down to 20. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Tanner Muse in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing. Love. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw now, here's Love. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. An update from down in L.A. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. Robinson. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Cook. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Robinson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. On 1st down, Taylor powers through him. Broken tackle.
And this is going to be a Colts 1st down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Love's throw into the hands of Pittman here.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right.
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Colts are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
He'll fire this deep for Gallup. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. It's a big play there for Seattle.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Robinson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Watch tight end. Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Under 10. 70, 10 over.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Dalvin Cook with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And the Seahawks get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
99 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Michael Pittman.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Colts are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw. Robinson. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Now Robinson throwing on first down. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Julian Blackmon.
Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Indianapolis, they get win number 10 on the